And now, from the adventures of Frederick S. Black, Spencer Green, and Skiboo Jenkins the Fifth.
Hello, this is Skiboo Jenkins the Fifth, and I'm glad to have you tuning in with us for our third Halloween special. Our roving reporter, Spencer Green, is out on location. Now, folks, just like last year's special, it began with a letter from a longtime listener of the Live with Bennie show. Now, our listener's name is Scott B. from Los Angeles, who is a huge fan of the adventures of Frederick S. Black, I might add. Haha. Now, on the real tip, folks, in regards to this year's show, I must admit I'm a bit of a skeptic. But our show's producer really felt strongly about airing this one. And he has since convinced me otherwise. Of course, that was after he reached for a pink slip in the file cabinet. In fact, the story that Scott B sent in, folks, is almost unbelievable. Well, fitter, I say. But that's just some made-up phrase when you don't believe in something, right? Well, right now, I still like to keep a job. So we sent Spencer out to fun and fantastic Hollywood, California for an investigative report. And take it from me, if this report doesn't make you take notice, maybe this will. Fellow listeners, this is not for the sensitive or squeamish, cause today's story is entitled The Ghost of Michael Jackson. In his letter to us, Scott B gives such detail of his encounter of that night, it's almost like being there. This one man has proven that even in death, Michael Jackson is still outdoing Elvis and the Beatles. Yes, this year's Halloween special is a laugh-filled thrill a minute. And now the Live with Bennie show takes you live on location to Neverland Ranch with Spencer Green.
Hello, is this thing on? Testing.
Hello for the fifth time. Can you hear me now?
Oh, okay, there you are. Yes.
Great.
I can hear you now.
Okay, that's good. So tell us, Spencer, what's the weather conditions like? Are you able to give us a description of the area where you are right now? And most importantly, how were you able to get into the compound?
Oh, well, first off, here's one thing that'll blow your mind. The legend about perfect weather in California, not true.
Please explain.
What? You haven't heard? Oh, man, look. Don't buy into those tourism ads. Skiboo, this place is falling apart. And the weather, hurricanes all up the southern coast. Me and Bobby couldn't even go to Tijuana, man. I mean, that's another story. Skiboo, when we first got here, there was a lot of fans at the gate, but not surprisingly, as you know, Neverland Ranch is not open to the public, however. It may soon be purchased by the Jackson family and reopened as a museum. And by the way, Skiboo.
Yes, Spencer, go ahead.
You may or may not be getting a call regarding a blind date.
I'm sorry, Spencer, I didn't catch that.
You may get a call about a blind date. And not to curtail my investigation, moving on, which is the real reason I'm here.
So did you speak to Scott?
Yes, we have spoken to Scott. He went over various details of his encounter with the ghost of Mr. Jackson and...
What's this about a blind date?
Well, you see, it's kind of a long story.
Yeah, well, why don't you give me the short version while we wait for Scott?
Do you remember Bertha?
Yeah. You didn't set me up with old Big Bottom Bertha, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
Ooh, that's a relief.
It'll be her sexy cousin Alice.
Sexy cousin Alice, you say?
Yeah.
Wait, Alice? Oh, no. You mean Alice with no teeth?
Well, you yourself just agreed that the rest of her is in pretty good shape.
Are you blind and crazy?
Tut. Just think nothing of it, Skiboo. I mean, luckily I caught a break. I really had to pull some strings to get this exclusive, pal.
Yeah, and I think you might be deaf, too. Okay, we'll talk about this later. Mr. Blind Date Setter Upper.
Oh, great. Here comes Scott and the crew now.
Yeah, great. Maybe we can get this show on the road. Oh, and Spencer, if you can fill the listeners in on any new details of recent accounts since Scott sent his letter into the show.
Sure thing. Oh, wait. I'll let the man himself fill you in. This is Scott B. of Los Angeles. Scott is a former employee of the Jackson family turned private detective. Scott, tell us, how did you first discover there was actually a ghost?
Well, this is how it all began. I came by the ranch on the way back home from a trip late one night, and I noticed that the lights were on in the amusement park area. So I parked my car and hopped over the fence for a closer look. Using stealth, I walked around in the shadows to keep from being seen. I tried to see if there was anyone there, but there wasn't a soul. You could hear classical music playing, and every so often you'd hear this weird noise. And eerie sounds of children laughing and playing and cheering. As soon as I came into the open, everything simultaneously shut off. I mean, to an immediate cold, dead stop. Spiderwebs and dust intact as if there hadn't been any movement for months, even years. Some of the rides even appeared rusted frozen.
Folks, you're listening to the first-hand testimony from Private Detective Scott B. This is roving reporter Spencer Green on location at Neverland Ranch. Okay, audience, we're about to enter through the gates of the ranch itself. Amazing, we're able to just walk right through the main gate entrance here. The gate appears mechanical or automatic, in poor maintenance after being unmanned for so long, no doubt. Okay, where did this storm come? Looks like we have a storm that may be brewing. A clearing here. Okay, we're right in front of the house now. And it looks like we may have a storm brewing.
Spencer, are you and the crew able to get inside of the house to take cover and set up?
Well, yes and no. The realtor hasn't shown up yet, but we'll hold fast.
Spencer, what was that?
Well, Scott just put his Rockford Files 101 training into action here. You know, when you don't have a key, use a rock.
Spencer, are you nuts? You just broke into Michael Jackson's house, man. You know, there is a law called trespassing on private property, right?
Yeah.
Somebody get
Well, it did get us inside. Okay, we'll make it quick. We'll just slip through, make our way to the back, where most of the activity was reported. We'll just take as much footage as we can and get out, okay?
Okay, and when the police arrive, I'm gonna turn off the live feed and y'all just tell them y'all was just doing what you saw on TV, all right? I mean, I think that'll be good enough. Everything should be okay.
Hey, that is a good idea.
Idiot.
Okay, shh. We're now entering one of the main hallways on the ground floor. So far, we haven't lost anyone.
Yeah, that's the deal.
Did you guys hear that?
Hear what?
What's that?
I'm losing you guys in the boom mic.
See, there it goes again. Wait, aren't we all together?
Okay, I'm out.
It's just the five of us, right?
Goes.
So who's that walking?
Look, I didn't sign up
This
for
is
this.
Spencer Green. Listeners, if you can hear me, we are now running down the hall to what will, I can't tell, but hold on, guys. There's some kind of glow.
Wait, look at this.
There's a set of glass
Look.
doors to my left. And you're not going to believe this, folks. Just like the accounts in Scott's letter, we are now witnessing the same thing. We are looking at Neverland Park, the amusement park area, and it's as though it's a fully functional
can't be
amusement
real.
park.
Yeah, I see it.
But there's absolutely
Man, you
no
better get a
one there.
camera or get a picture of it.
We're gonna go in for a closer look. Listeners, we may or may not lose contact. Hey, this is where my field reporter skills come in handy here. All right, listen up, guys. Now, Tony, you're gonna wait here with the long-range infrared
Give me one of
cameras.
those.
Johnny, you bring the boom and the extensions, and come with me and these guys. Okay?
Okay, boss.
Everybody, stay alert.
All right,
People, if you can hear me,
Okay, we're still
now
tracking you.
entered a grassy area near the amusement park. This is absolutely
Hello?
amazing. we're close enough to actually touch it.
Wait, don't.
Oh, damn.
Didn't you read
Did
the
anybody
letter?
get that on tape?
He told you as soon as he stepped on it, didn't you?
Skeeble?
What is it?
Skeeble, it's true.
Oh,
It's
damn.
true.
Hey, man, which way you? Yeah, I heard it on the microphone.
We'll hit you up from the hotel if Michael doesn't
Man,
get
there
us
you go.
first.
Oh, you better come on, the camera, man.
Every man, put us up. Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, listeners, it looks like the fun is over and the horror is just beginning. Folks, while we wait to hear back from our correspondent, Fencer Green, I'd just like to say Happy Halloween. And if you'd like to send money to help bail Fencer and the crew out of jail, just send the money to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department. This is Skiboo Jenkins V saying see you next week.